Hello and welcome. My name is Omar and I hope you're having a great day. Today I am bringing you a Father's Day pop-up card tutorial. I hope you like it. First of all, you have to upload your files to Design Space. So click on Upload Images, select Browse, and go to the folder where your file is stored. Select your file and click on Open. Here you can change the name of your file and add tags if you want to. Click on Save. Now select your file and click on Insert Images. Your file will be uploaded as a group. So what you have to do first is ungroup all the layers and then attach the scoring lines to the cutting lines. For that, select the first two layers and click on Attach. Now select the third and the fourth layer and click on Attach, and do the same for the fifth and the sixth and the seventh and the eighth layer. Once you have your attached sets, you have to change the function for your machine for the first layer of those attached sets. So select the first layer and change the mode to score. Do that for the 4 attached sets that you've made. Now all your scoring lines are attached to your corresponding cutting lines. If you want to make an English card, just select the Spanish layers and click on the I next to it to hide them. That way you won't have to cut them. Next, click on Go. And there you go, your images are on your mats now. All the images and cutting lines are arranged so that you can save cardstock. You don't have to go around and change things. Once you've checked all your mats, go to your first layer and click on Go. With all your pieces cut, select your food pieces, and with an ink dauber, start inking the edges. I always like to use my ink swatches to select a color that's a little bit darker than the cardstock I'm using. So for the white cardstock, I used a bit of hickory smoke, walnut stain for the dark brown, fire brick for the red, and so on. For the onion, I wanted to do a red onion. So I selected a shaded lilac, distress ink, and inked the edges of each circle. To attach small pieces, remember to put a little bit of glue on your craft mat and dip your piece in the glue. It's easier than try to put glue directly from the pen on the small piece. Finally, add some touches with a white gel pen. For the temperature control, I used some Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I selected 3 shades, a yellow, an orange, and red, added a little bit of ink, and then went back with the color to blend them. Now attach your circles, the silver circle behind the black circle, and your temperature control on top of the black circle. Now attach the circles to your base and to the control itself. I used a bit of double-sided tape here because this cardstock is so shiny, sometimes it doesn't take glue very well. On large pieces, that is. So attach your base and then add some final touches with a white gel pen. I choose the Signal Uniball white gel pen. Now add the cord. For the cord, fold the tabs at the end of the cord. Fold them to the back and pass them through the slit on the control. Once you've done that, open the tabs on the other side so the end of the cord is locked. Finally, fold the scored lines on the control and add some final touches with a white gel pen so it kind of looks shiny. Now for your grill, there are scoring lines that I marked with a pencil to see them better, and then I used a bone folder to make them more visible, so it was easier for me to fold in half. When you fold it, make sure the slits on the sides match with the other side. Now curve the edges with a bone folder, so when you open the card it looks rounded instead of flat. Add a piece of double-sided tape and join them. And there's the side of your grill. Now start building the base. For the base you have two reinforcement pieces. Take the square one, fold it in half, and open the tabs. You have to work the folds very well with the bone folder. So fold them in one way and then fold them the other way, working with the bone folder for them to bend easier. Now put it together with a piece of double-sided tape in the center, and also add pieces of double-sided tape to the tabs. I like to use this score tape that is very thin. Remove the backing of the center piece, fold in half, and press. Now open the tabs and remove the backing. Remember to fold the base in half, following the scoring line. Make sure the tabs on each side match. Work the fold with your bone folder. And then attach your reinforcement piece. Match the corners of your tabs with the dots on your grill base. There you go. Reinforcement piece number 1. Now take the reinforcement piece number 2. This might look a bit different on your file. I redesigned it after making the card so it matched the grill grid better, the cooking grid. Again, fold your tabs, work them one way and then the other. Use also your bone folder so they bend easier when your card is working. And then add pieces of double-sided tape to the center. You can remove the backing and press. and also add double-sided tape to the tabs. You can use a tape runner, you can use a double-sided tape, you can use glue if your cardstock takes it. You can use whatever you want. Just make sure to match the corners of your tabs with the marks on the base of the grill. Match it. Make sure the center line matches the center line of the base of the grill. And there you go. Your reinforcement piece 2 is ready. Now for the cooking grid, I also used my bone folder to mark the center scoring line. Make sure your tabs match on each side. I used a ruler for this, and then worked the folds with my bone folder. Now you have to reinforce your cooking grid. I did not cut this in a single piece because I wanted the liquid glue to reinforce the grid. So add your reinforcement pieces with some liquid glue. And then arrange your food pieces on top of it. Once you're done, add some liquid glue to the back of the food pieces and stick them on your cooking grid. Do the same for the mushrooms, the sausage, and the onion. By the way, this is what my dad always cooks on Sundays. He's a grill master. Now, clean your craft mat, turn it around, and press your reinforcement pieces against the food pieces so they stick together and everything is nice and hard. Now for the heating element, I used a very shiny cardstock. This piece goes on the side with the tab that's thinner, so add some liquid glue also. I like this paper because it's very thin and it won't interfere with the card when it works. So press your piece, attach it very well, bend it a couple of times, and now start putting everything together. Take your side piece and pass your tabs through the slits on the bottom. The bottom slits are the ones the ones closer to the tab. So align your bottom piece to your side piece, and then fold your tabs to keep them in place. Turn it around, align it, and fold your other tab. Now add a small piece of double-sided tape to the tab to keep the bottom part in place. Do the same on the other side, and make sure no double-sided tape sticks outside the tab. There you go. Now the center slit is on one side, and pass the tab through the slit to test it. If it works alright, bend it or fold it. Put a piece of double-sided tape on the back. And pass the tab through. And bend the tab to hold it in place. And now your control is ready and attached to your sides. Now for the top part or the grid, turn the bottom of the grill over, open your tabs, remove the backing of the tabs, and make sure no double-sided tape sticks outside the tab. If it does, make sure to put them inside. It's very important, otherwise the card might get stuck and it might not work when you open it. So keep the double-sided tape inside and attach your cooking grid to the tabs. Center it. You can pass one tab through the slit. Press the tabs against the grid and pass the other tab through the slit. Turn them around, bend them the other way. And fold your tabs so they stay together. Add a piece of double-sided tape to keep it in place. And your grill is assembled. Now for the base of the card, I made this plaid paper. The file includes this paper. There are two slits that have to match once you fold it in half. And now remove the backing of your reinforcement piece 1 and match the corners of your tabs with the markings on your base. Match the centers and then open. By the way, I printed this paper on some Nina cardstock, an 80-pound cardstock. Pass the tabs on the sides through the slits. Fold them. Add a piece of double-sided tape also. And to make sure they won't move, add a piece of Scotch tape also to keep them in place. Do the same with the other side, and you're pretty much done. Open it to test it. And now attach the control to the base. Put a piece of double-sided tape on the outside of the tab. Make sure no double-sided tape sticks out of the tab. Align it and press the base against the control tab. And there it is, it's attached. And now attach the cord. Put a small piece of double-sided tape on the end, just on the end. Align it with the base and press again. And there you go, your cord is attached to your base and it goes up when it gets to the control. This is a nice touch. Now for the outside of the card, you have a card base that has 3 scoring lines. Mark them with a pencil if you can't see them very well, and rescore them with your bone folder. Do the same for the 3 lines. And first of all, take your card base and fold it in half. Make sure the corners match and use your bone folder to work that fold. Now for the outside scoring lines, fold them the other way. Use your bone folder to work the folds. Do the same with the other outside line. Use your bone folder to work the fold. And this is what you'll have in the end. Make sure those edges match and give it a nice press. I like to use sewing clips to hold this ridge together. Now add the mats. These pieces help keep the cardstock sturdy when you open and close the card. I like to use sewing clips to hold them together. I put a piece of masking tape. I work the adhesive on my hands so it doesn't stick very well. Hold the mats. Put pieces of double-sided tape or use your ATG gun and give it a good press. I like to do this because I'm not very good at matching, sides and things. Sometimes they get a little bit crooked, so I like to try them first. Now, on your card, put some pieces of double-sided tape on the back. Align it to your card base. Remember to use the sewing clips. Match the centers. I also like to use some sewing clips to keep them in place so it doesn't move around and then I end up with a crooked card. Remove the backing of the double-sided tape. You can also use your ATG gun here if you want. And remember to do this with your card open. It's very important that you do it with the card open. Remove the backing. And with that close on the card, give it a good press. There it is. Now for the front panel, I won't do this part very fast. Once you've cut your pieces, put some foam tape, remove the backing, and use a back piece of a different color. And use also a small piece of double-sided tape to put the rest of your letters in. Now that you have all your pieces, I use sewing clips to keep my card closed so I could look better where I was putting this panel, and attach it to your card. I added a colored image. I used this L'Enfant stamp set. I did some very basic coloring. I always like to do some touches with the white gel pen and also with the colorless blender. I retouched the eye with a multi-liner. Die cut the pieces. And glued them to my card. I put the crown on top and added some final touches with enamel dots. I used matching colors to balance the colors out. And then I thought the tablecloth needed a little something, so I did some faux stitching with the white gel pen also. I measured my card, made an envelope, and did some brush calligraphy with a Tombow Fudenosuke pen, or Fudenosuke pen. And I did some swirls, and more swirls and twirls, and colored it, and had a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with brush calligraphy lately. You can't see it very well, but I used a brush gray pen to do some shadows and added some dots. I took a couple of stamps. Even though I gave this to my dad in person, I like to put stamps on the envelopes so they look like they've been through the mail. And put the card inside. This is a very fun card. It doesn't take long to make. You can skip the inking and you could have a card in an hour and a half or so. I hope you like it. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. For more information, you can go to my blog www.awesomesvgs.com. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.